Alright, we have two equations here, 3x plus 2y equals 1 and 2x plus y equals 2. 3x plus 2y equals 1 and 2x plus y equals 2. Now if you've been looking at your steps, the first step said to pick out an equation in which one of the letters had the number 1 in front of it. And if you look, this x has got a 3 in front of it, then we've got a y with a 2 in front of it, this x has a 2 in front of it, but this y, there's nothing here. When you don't see any number written down there, you know that that's a 1. Okay, so there's a 1 in front of that y, it's plus 1y. These numbers, by the way, the 3, sorry about this, the 3, the 2, and that invisible 1 that's in there are called coefficients. Okay, the numbers in front of the variables are called coefficients. These two numbers on the right are called constant coefficients. Okay, so coefficients are the numbers attached to x and y, and the two numbers on their own are called constant coefficients. Now, let's go back to the start. We are going to begin, the reason I've highlighted this 1y, we're going to begin by getting that 1y on its own. Okay, so this is going to be our starting point. We begin by looking for the variable that has a 1 in front of it and then getting that variable on its own. So this is where we begin. 2x plus 1y, or just y, is equal to 2. And then we want to get the y on its own because it has a 1 in front of it, so we'll try and get it on its own. We'll move the 2x across, and that gives you y is equal to 2, and you move the 2x across, minus 2x. And the y is now on its own, and when the y is on its own, box it off. So y is on its own, and we're going to call that equation, we'll just write EQN for short, equation A. Okay, so that's the first step done. That's step 1, and actually step 2 done as well. Okay, now step 3 was to go to the other equation, the one we haven't used yet. So we used 2x plus y equals 2. We're now going to go to the other equation, 3x plus 2y is equal to 1. Now if you look down at the bottom on the left hand side, we found out that y is equal to 2 minus 2x. In other words, we got y on its own. We're now going to, because it was y here, we're now going to replace y in this equation. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep the 3x, and it's going to be plus 2, and now we're going to replace the y, and instead of y, we're going to substitute in this expression, 2 minus 2x. So let's take out the y and put in 2 minus 2x in parentheses in place of it. Okay? So we're replacing the y with what we found it to be, 2 minus 2x. And we still have equals 1. From here on in, it's just solving an equation. Well, we've got parentheses, so the first thing we're going to have to do is multiply the parentheses. Okay, so that will give you 3x, and then distribute the 2. 2 by 2 is plus 4. 2 by minus 2x is minus 4x is equal to 1. Now, if we want to solve that, let's go back to the first few weeks of school. If we want to solve that, we want x's on one side and numbers on the other. Okay, so if we want x's on one side and numbers on the other, well, we could move the plus 4 across to the other side. Move the plus 4 across to the other side. That will leave us with 3x and minus 4x here. And on this side, we're going to have, sorry about this running off on me, give me 1 second. We're going to have equal to 1, and move the plus 4 across, it becomes minus 4. Remember, if you change sides, you change signs. Right, let's tidy up. 3x minus 4x is minus x, is equal to 1 minus 4. 1 minus 4 is minus 3. Now, we haven't met this, I don't think, this year so far. But if we have a minus x, that's not what we want. We want x. So to change a minus x to an x, we can very simply do it by just changing every sign in this line. Okay, so we want x, not minus x, so just change all the signs. So change minus x to x, and that means if we do that on the left, we have to do it on the right. Change minus 3 to 3. Really what we are doing here, we're dividing by negative 1. We're dividing by negative 1. But a quick way to think about it is, if you want to go from negative x to x, just change all the signs. So now we know what our x is. Now we know what our x is. X is 3. And what we're going to do now is we're going to combine equation A with this answer, x equals 3. So we had y equals 2 minus 2x, and then we're going to substitute in for x. That's going to be 2 minus 2 times 3. So y is 2 minus 2 3s are 6, and y is equal to minus 4. And there is our solution, x equals 3 and y equals minus 4. Okay, so we've got x equal to 3 and y equal to minus 4. Now you're not asked to do this, but let's just check it graphically. Okay, and I think I can pull up the graph here. And there's the graph, and we can see that the two lines meet at this point down here. And if you look at the x-coordinate is 3, and the y-coordinate is negative 4. Okay, so we can prove it graphically, as we have done here on the right, and we prove it through all these steps that we've gone through. Now I know it's a little bit more complicated than we're used to, and that's why I said at the very beginning, you've got to be patient with yourself and not push yourself or punish yourself too much. Take it very, very slowly. Try to limit the mistakes. Choose wisely what number or what letter you want to get on its own at the start. Again, always come back, watch the video as often as you need it, a little bit at a time, and then go back and work on the problem you're doing at the moment. Okay, and as always, if you have any questions, come and see me. Outside class, inside class, it doesn't matter. Okay, good luck.